Who they think they better than? Ain't no comparison to the so-called black or African-American. You can drop the African, keep the American. When we say Aborigine and make they world in, I'm going in the same dirt my ancestors buried in. I come from a god and a goddess, so what that make me? Not even Basquiat can trace me. Not even Van Gogh can paint me. The MC in me is the God MC, equals the God in me. I'm focused in, let my mind be free. You too blind to see. The Jews I give is real, it's been real. These ain't shots, they missiles. All you gonna hear is the whistle. Lyrically, this an execution. My verses start revolutions for my people seeking restitution. Since the beginning, fuck evolution. Or maybe my reality is all a dream. I put it together like I was sewing seams. So it seems this is that audio dopamine. Go against the regime, we put you where nobody can hear you scream. And sing you to meet your Elohim. My nigga, this is savage mode. It's something that you can't decode. It started with a spark and I'ma let it explode. I was given the cheat codes that'll let me dump and reload and go through them waves like a fucking torpedo. You dealt the cards of life, I just cut them diamonds with the ace of spades. Y'all scatter like roaches when they facing raid, or vampires when they facing blade. I'm trying to get next to Shireen like I'm getting played. You still stuck as a mental slave. You still stuck in that mental cage. While I'm making easy money, pipping holes in style. This my coming to age. Crowd roaring when I'm coming on stage. And when I'm done, they gonna be cheering my name. Drake Cobbs, and nah, I ain't quit my day job. I spit bars. I really rap on my day off. That's real shit. Just give you some tools you can build with. Aim high even if you still miss. Just keep going. It's a climb to the top. And I'ma keep flowing. Down Lake Shore, I'm Chicagoan. Yeah. You niggas is playing checkers, we playing chess. And nigga, this is checkmate. Dre be the big dog and you just a little bait. You out of Africa and we ain't got the same traits. I'm a God being and we ain't got the same fate. My granny died February 18th and I was born on the same date. The chosen one, the ancestors' chosen son. They gave me the golden gun. One shot, that's a hole in one. From the pyramid of the sun, the poverty point. I don't think you niggas is getting the point. We still here. Who said they made the Aboriginals disappear? Your information's lagging in the rear. All you do is teach fear. We copper-colored with woolly hair. Am I speaking clear? So fuck the nonsense. When I rap, I touch your consciousness. From within is where you get your self-confidence. Let's bring it back to dominance. Ain't no confining us. Gonna bring that wild Indian out of us. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. We still here.
What's up, y'all? Peace and love. Peace and love. I swear to goodness, it's about to be a short little situation. I just wanted to come in because the Pan-Africans is down bad, y'all. They down bad. They mad at us. They mad that the information is on the rise, honey. It's on the rise. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Because this is diabolical work, y'all. What's up, Nike? A shout out to this brother who rap FBA. I have nothing against my FBA brothers and sisters. Shout out to them.
Things that are sensationalized and off the wall, and to me are very dangerous to push out there, especially to young foundational Black American babies and people. Peace, family. It's your brother Chase, back at you again with another reactionary video. And check it out. Today we're going to be breaking down the polarizing Dr. Umar Johnson. You know, Umar's always saying stuff that's sometimes good information, sometimes great information, but he also says things that are sensationalized and off the wall, and to me are very dangerous to push out there, especially to young foundational Black American babies and people in general. So today we're going to be breaking down what he calls the pretendian, and we're going to be diving into it non-emotionally and educationally so we can teach the family how to debunk these types of talking points. With that being said, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get it.
Changing nothing. I don't want to talk about it.
That's how
I give you another one. The pretendians, right? Y'all familiar with the pretendians? Africans who want to be Indian.
Yeah, the ones that claim that they got Native American.
No, they do have it. I got Cherokee in me.
I went from irregular eating, fatigue, and the gym 6 times a week to healthy eating habits, productive days, and the gym 3 times a week. And here's how. So
Hold on. Let's break this down. And this is one of the issues I have with Dr. Umar. Like I said before, Dr. Umar says some great things sometimes, and then other times he talks too much. You know, with a person like Umar, if you let them talk long enough, they'll start debunking themselves. Okay, they'll start contradicting themselves. Okay, so he starts off calling us pretendians. And understand, when he says Africans who think they're Indian, he's speaking about foundational Black Americans. Okay, he calls and refers to anybody who looks like us in America as African. Okay, so I don't want you to get distracted by that. But when foundational Black Americans point out their indigenous heritage, people like Dr. Umar and other pan-Africanists will call them pretendians. Okay, but 5 seconds after calling us pretendians, will acknowledge that we do have indigenous heritage. We do have what he calls Indian in us. And then even goes as far as to say, I got Cherokee in me. Okay? He goes as far as to point out the indigenous heritage that he actually has. Okay? Because see, I want y'all to understand, with many of these pan-Africanists, many of these Black immigrants and tethers alike, it's not about the truth, it's about controlling the narrative. It's not about the truth. It's about controlling the narrative. See, they need pan-Africanism to be pushed on us.
Let me stop him right there. And he ain't said nothing but the truth. He ain't said nothing but the truth. It's like they're so obsessed with being African and being from the continent and all of this and that. Like, you can't force your ideology on people who don't want to hear it. Like, you could go pick up whatever book that was written back in time. You could pick up whatever you want. It's not going to make us think we're African anymore. It's not. African was the play. And now we're off of that. We're off of that. We know we're not Africans, no matter how many ways you want to slice and dice it. And they upset at us for accepting our indigenous heritage, which has been ignored by the pan-African theory and the pan-African way of thinking. So that's dead. And y'all down bad and y'all upset. And it's real sad, honestly. But I don't really feel that sad for y'all, because the truth is the truth.
They view pointing out our indigenous lineage as a threat to pan-Africanism and a threat to the money they make off pan-Africanism. Let's be clear. And I'm not here to call Dr. Umar Johnson a grifter. I don't have any of his paperwork or financial documents to prove he's grifting, he's stealing this money, X, Y, and Z. But what I do know is that Dr. Umar Johnson has gained millions of dollars, whether for his own personal wealth or his FDMG Academy, off of pushing pan-Africanism, pushing Africa, Africa, Africa. And they view indigenous, us pointing out our indigenous heritage, as a threat. All right? So, yeah, they'll understand that, yeah, we do have indigenous ancestry. They'll even acknowledge the indigenous ancestry in them. But in their eyes, that's messing with the bag. So we have to continue to push the lie. We have to continue to try to shame people into not talking about it and calling them things like pretendians. But let's continue.
But here's the problem, Phelps. You got 4 grandparents.
How the f did you know that?
Me?
I was lost.
Nah,
on the
look, that's a
pretendians.
real thing.
No, that's real.
Oh, I'm lost.
But here's the thing. You got 4 grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
You got 8 great-grandparents. You got 16 great-great. 32 great-great-great. 64 great-great-great-great. 108 great-great-great-great-great.
128 great. He meant to say 128, but go ahead.
Can I ask you a question? If you got 108, 5 or 6 times great-grandparents, and one of them is a Cherokee, one of them is a Choctaw, one of them is a Seminole, one of them is a Chickasaw, how the hell you stop being Black?
Nasty work, family. Nasty work. First of all, let's break this down. Our 5 times great-grandparents as foundational Black Americans were born here in America. They're FBA. Let's be clear. And many of us can trace back our lineage because roughly your 5-time great-grandparents, they were probably born in like the 1830s, something like that, 1820s, 1830s. They're foundational Black Americans, okay? They're more connected to America than they are the continent of Africa. Many of them had never even been to Africa because remember, the importation of enslaved Africans stopped coming to the United States in the 1800s, okay? They put bans on the slave trade. Now we understand that people were still sneaking in, they were still sneaking and doing trade routes, but it was very minimal, okay? Very minimal in the United States of America. They were more closely attached to America, even back then, their 5-time great-grandparents, than they were to Africa. Also, I've documented on this page several scholars, and I'll document one now by the name of Jack D. Forbes, who talks about the intermixing on a massive level between Africans and the native indigenous population. For example, let's point out Jack D. Forbes. He wrote this book, and I want everybody to go get this book. It is called Africans and Native Americans. This is the 2nd edition, The Language of Race and the Evolution of Black People. Let me hold that up to the screen. And you can get this for free online, PDF version for free. Always suggest that the family you get.
The Language of Race and the Evolution of, quote, Black people. Like, we have to continue to understand that language, wording, things that are being said.
Get hard copies though, because see, they can remove these websites, they can take these books offline, but they can't remove this physically from your possession, okay? And on page 191 of this book, and I'm going to show it to you on the digital version so you can read it with me and you know I'm not capping. He's talking about the intermixture on a massive level of Africans and Native Americans. I also want you to understand that anybody they're calling African was simply describing their phenotype, okay? Simply describing their phenotype.
Exactly. Describing phenotype, countenance, similarities in look, but that don't make you the same.
People who looked like us at one point in time, they called Africans. So I don't want you to get emotional, X, Y, and Z. We're pointing this out for historical evidence to show you how much intermixing Africans and Native Americans do. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because he sits up here and he started talking about, you got 128 great grandparents and only one was Cherokee. That's cap. That's cap. Damn it, every foundational Black American family, if you're a foundational Black American, you know tons of people in your family who point out the indigenous heritage within your family.
Yep.
And the only reason many of us don't have any connection to that anymore is because we were robbed and stripped of it. Many times by the red natives who were on the reservation who were kicking us out, calling us freemen. All right, but let's go to some of these receipts. Calling us freemen. Times by the red natives who were is because we were robbed and us.
Let's go.
Heritage within your family. The people, foundational Black American family. If you're a foundational Black American, you know tons of people in your family who point out the indigenous heritage within your family. And the only reason many of us don't have any connection to that anymore is because we were robbed and stripped of it. Many times by the red natives who were on the reservation who were kicking us out, calling us freemen. All right, but let's go to some of these receipts. Okay. So as you can see, family, this is the book that I just showed you, 2nd edition, African and Native Americans, the Language of Race and the Evolution of Red and Black People. Okay, so if you go to page 247 on the digital copy, all right, but that would be page 191 if you had the actual physical copy. Okay, I want to read this section to you. And again, he's saying this throughout the book, but I'm just going to read this small section. Okay, the latter statement might offend many Indians today who still survive. Of course, in a great number as Native Americans. But nonetheless, the significance of Johnson's thesis as regards to the extent of Native American African intermixture remains before us. Okay? Nor was Johnston alone. Frank H. Russell, in his The Free Negro in Virginia, wrote in 1913 that one of the ways in which the free color population grew was by the mixture of Indians and Negroes. He said also that there is no doubt that a considerable element in the free color population of the 19th century was of Indian extraction. Okay? One can also cite other authorities whose work calls them to consider the intermixture of Africans in American racial stocks. Helen T. Catterall, in her work on slavery in Virginia, noted that we have shown that the first slaves were Indians, not Negroes, and that the enslavement of Americans continued for many, many years. In 1903, a historian of New Jersey noted that the unions between Indians and Negroes were so commonly frequent, indeed, as to have left permanent impress upon many families of Negroes of present day. E.B. Rutter recognized 1927 that African and American, when he says American, speaking Native American, mixture had taken place within slavery, and said that Indian slaves were gradually absorbed into the black population. All right? You dig? So, as Jack D. Forbes states in his book, using several different scholars of his time, that the intermixture of the black in the Native American population was huge, family. That's just the intermixture on plantations. All right. I've already documented on this page the black indigenous people who were already here, who Columbus talked about, who people like Antonio Perfetti talked about, people like Giovanni Veracino talked about. So, you know, I'm not going to go into that today. Just watch my previous videos, especially my last one when I was speaking again to another pan-Africanist, where we talked about the indigenous populations.
So let's talk about that, because I feel as though even still with Jack Forbes, and I respect Jack Forbes and what he brought to the table, you know what I mean? But I still think that that language is the language that's being used, and it's a major problem. And then it's like they just want to skip out on the fact that it was a so-called black indigenous population already here. They want to skip that. They hear African and they get all giddy. Now we're considering that the slave trade took place. There's a lot of other things to think about. But at the end of the day, our ancestors were already here. And I already showed y'all the source. The same Jack Forbes book. Hold up. Let me pull the same book. It's like they still, even in that book, have to re-examine the non-African origins in the people that they are calling Afro-American. And they don't do that. Like he said earlier, this is about countenance, how you look. That's what's been going on when these labels are being placed upon us as a people. And just because somebody calling you African, that don't mean that's what the hell you are. Like, Wichicon was trying to call himself dissecting my video today. Bucky tagged me in it. I didn't realize it until after I went back and looked. But I mean, I really didn't pay it too much mind, because you can't refute the source that was presented. You can't refute it. What's up, Enos? Drake Hobbs Music, ex St. Louis. I need you a Nike. Hey, y'all. Peace to y'all. I'm not going to be long, I swear. I just came on here briefly. These Pan-Africans down so bad that it's sad. That is sad. Y'all need to come on home and stop all this nonsense. Or go over there to your home in Africa. Pick a side.
In the Americas. Okay? But also, we have people like Jack D. Forbes on film saying this, family. I'm going to show you a rare footage of Jack D. Forbes actually talking about this. This is the author of this book. And this is Jack D. Forbes. This is somebody Dr. Umar Johnson would consider a real Native American, okay? Because if you claim to be indigenous, then Dr. Umar thinks that you're claiming not to be black. But let's let him continue. Jack D. Forbes. Here we go.
The significance of this being what? What is the lesson? What is this telling us?
Well, there are several things that are significant about it. Of course, one of them is the way that colonialism tries to develop all kinds of elaborate classification terms for different kinds of people.
Elaborate classification terms. I would even go as far as to throw African in there as one of these elaborate terms being used to describe the black indigenous people, or so-called black. Because black is really a heinous term. And they mad that we want to just get rid of that too. Because it don't describe who we are. You know, I got on a black shirt. Am I as black as this shirt? Absolutely not.
That's another subject. The most significant thing here is to reveal the much greater amounts of Native American ancestry that are present within the African American population than most people realize, because they might have been misled by the use of terms like mulatto and also people of color.
There it is. There it is.
It is.
Color might have been misled. American population amounts of the most significant for different kinds of them. There are several things that are significant about it.
Black, but Umar Johnson will consider.
Hey, shout out to this brother Chase, man. Hey, cook him so eloquently, brother. Please cook him so ever eloquently.
A real Native American, okay? Because if you claim to be indigenous, then Dr. Umar thinks that you're claiming not to be black. But let's let him continue. Jack D. Forbes. Here we go.
The significance of this being what? What is the lesson? What is this telling us?
Well, there are several things that are significant about it. Of course, one of them is the way that colonialism tries to develop all kinds of elaborate classification terms for different kinds of people. But that's another subject. The most significant thing here is to reveal the much greater amounts of Native American ancestry that are present within the African American population than most people realize, because they might have been misled by the use of terms like mulatto and also people of color.
There it is, family. There it is, okay? This is a Native American, a so-called, these are the only Native Americans y'all acknowledge, a red Native, who is saying, hey, man, a significant portion of the black population, he calls African American population, but we know to translate today, that's the FBA population, has a great amount of Indian ancestry. Okay, but oftentimes they were reclassified on documentation as mulatto, okay, or people of color.
Yes. Now that's a kick in y'all ass right there. That's a kick in y'all ass right there. I'm not gonna even lie. Like, y'all literally is so obsessed. And these scholars out here telling y'all, and then y'all run with African language. Oh, see, they said African. They said African. And that makes you an African? What does your lineage say? Because your lineage doesn't define you as African. Like, y'all are so... Y'all down bad. Y'all down bad, pan-Africans. I'm serious, too. Y'all down bad. Because y'all mad that people catching on. People acknowledging their true indigenous lineage. Y'all are upset at us. Then you want to come at a small hat like myself. I'm not even on the top of the people who present this information, and y'all coming at me. I ain't said nothing wrong. Listen to the Jack Forbes saying one more time. I'm so upset. Y'all need to go cry to y'all mamas. Man, the boy Chase came up here and cooked y'all ass. Don't get mad. I'm sorry, y'all. It is so funny to me. Like, you had the nerve to be on your channel coming at me today. Boy. Hey, y'all upset, man. Y'all shouldn't have told these people to write this in our history. It's like y'all got control over that. I don't mean to be laughing, y'all, but it is too funny. Let me play that one more time.
Native American, okay? Because if you claim to be indigenous, then Dr. Umar thinks that you're claiming not to be black. But let's let him continue. Jack D. Forbes. Here we go.
The significance of this being what? What is the lesson? What is this telling us?
Well, there are several things that are significant about it. Of course, one of them is a way that colonialism tries to develop all kinds of elaborate classification terms for different kinds of people. But that's another subject. The most significant thing here is to reveal the much greater amounts of Native American ancestry that are present within the African American population than most people realize, because they might have been misled by the use of terms like mulatto and also people of color.
There it is, family. There it is, okay? This is a Native American, a so-called...
Boy, y'all been getting roasted all week, all weekend. Y'all mad about the Creek Freemen getting their citizenship. Oh, no, they said African. They said African. We know they're not African descent, because I went and showed y'all. Let me pull it up. Let me see if I got it still up here in my tabs real quick, family. Because, hold up. My screen go. Okay, there we go. Because I showed y'all right here. And I read it. And this is the same book from Jack Forbes. Okay? So let's be clear. It said it will seem clear that the entire conception of the origin of non-African ancestry within the United States Afro-American population requires rigorous re-examination. Now let's read that again. It was seen clear that the entire conception of the origin of non-African ancestry within the United States Afro-American population requires rigorous re-examination. In 1712, John Norris provided advice to prospective planters. He told them to buy 15 Negro men and 18 Indian women, or if they were starting out small, a good Negro man and a good Indian woman. The implications of such evidence must now, at last, be taken to heart. Finally, a new look needs to be taken at the many surviving Native American communities, primarily along the East Coast, who have been denied recognition because of being classified in the past as mulattoes or people of color. What did he say? What did he just say on the screen? Needless to state, the presence of African ancestry should be no bar to state and federal recognition as Indians. But in addition, the use of the terms analyzed herein provides no evidence in and of itself of specific African descent. So what is he saying here? He's saying that the terms that are being used to describe the people, colored, mulatto, African, these terms being used provides no evidence of any specific African descent. They're calling them coloreds and Negroes. Where's the African descent coming from? So we got to really stay vigilant, y'all. It don't pay that. I'm telling you, we got to ignore these people. We got to ignore these people, because if we give them anything, man, they gonna keep sitting up here acting like just because they saying that matters. Okay. So y'all seen it on the screen. Y'all heard him say it. Y'all know what it is. Like, we know we don't got to keep on. Like, people just choose to take what information they want to take in and run with what they want to run with. And that's the real problem here. And this is why we continue to deal with the issues that we continue to deal with when it comes down to fighting these wars against these people who don't want to believe that they are indigenous to America, no matter what way you look at it. What is the African descent? The terms being used, Negroes, people of color, mulatto, that's not specifying that you're an African. What African descent? I'm tired. I'm young. Man, all right, let me let the brother keep cooking.
Oh, these are the only Native Americans y'all acknowledge are red native, who is saying, hey, man, a significant portion of the Black population, he calls African American population, but we know to translate today, that's the FBA population, has a great amount of Indian ancestry, okay? But oftentimes they were reclassified on documentation as mulatto, okay, or people of color. Also, I find it very interesting that Dr. Umar Johnson is a psychologist, and I want to dive a little bit on the statements he made at the end as far as you have one indigenous great-grandparent, and now you talking about you ain't Black. No one says we ain't Black. Let's be clear. That's a part of shaming technique. No one says we ain't Black. The problem is people like you, through your self-hate, okay, through your self-hate for your indigenous heritage, you associate being indigenous with being non-Black, okay? Indigenous is a classification. It is not really a racial group. There is no one fixed indigenous race, okay? And if there was,
there we go, and that's what I was making clear.
The Black race.
Today. I mean, what was that? The other day I was on here, or yesterday, whatever day I was on here last. That's exactly what I was trying to make clear, because y'all make it seem as though Black people can't be indigenous to America, or so-called Black people, the people they call in Black. Because remember, that's a term that was thrown on us. Negro is the term that was thrown on us. That was later defined. Mulatto is a term that was thrown on our people. Colored is a term that was thrown on our people. And no one's trying to say that our culture, like that we're trying to separate from that. And I think a lot of people really missed the point. And I think it's really heartbreaking and sad, to be honest with you, because no matter how you want to smack it, flip it, rub it down, there is nothing African that you can connect to. But we found in these Indians in our lineage, we found in proof and evidence of our ancestors being on these lands for a long period of time. Even when Columbus got here, allegedly, because some would argue he ain't even come here. But that's a whole nother topic for another day. And we're going to have to really do some more deep diving into this Columbus story and, just going deep diving more into these things to get kind of a better understanding. You know what I'm saying? But it just goes to show how bad these pan-Africans is down. Y'all down 1,000 points. American Indians up 1 million. Y'all mad. And it's sickening, for real. Because any literature, the literature that you all present, you present literature that is pan-Africanist literature. Y'all won't accept reclassification. You won't accept the fact that terms were placed on us and placed on our people to usurp us and subjugate us. Why do you think that the Jim Crow shit continued on? Why do you think a lot of that stuff was still going on? That was a mere example of the things that our people were still facing. Meanwhile, getting brainwashed in school, brainwashed by the television, brainwashed by these so-called scholars and people who swear they got all the damn answers. But when it's time to address our lineage, like, damn, man, I gone back this far and I ain't found a slave owner. Damn, I ain't found a slave boat. Damn. And you mean to tell me that there's nothing significant about that? Shit, man, Geronimo, peace and love to you, brother. How Cosmon Cow? I mean, if you a brother, but I will tell you this, man. It's so many people records. They got mulattoes up and down on their records. I'm one of them. And as brown as I am, it's facts. Plenty of my lineage on both branches of the tree. Bucky, you was trying to hit. I'm glad you popped in. Bucky, you were trying to let me know that Baldina was over there talking trash.
Because we're the first people on the planet. All right. So when we point out our indigenous heritage, we're simply saying we can tie ourselves back to this land at least before colonists got here. We are not substituting our race. You dig? Hence why we still call ourselves foundational Black Americans. We just acknowledge our indigenous ancestry. We acknowledge the ancestors who got here before the slave ships. We acknowledge the ones who came on the slave ships.
I don't know about
and
that.
We acknowledge the travel.
That's my only issue with FBA. Once FBA get off the slave ship, then we'll be good to go. FBA will be on track. FBA will be on track. I seen him go live with your name in his mouth. Yeah. See, he's upset about the live from. I mean, I would pull it up here, but I just feel the need to not. Yeah. I just feel the need to not really give him too much energy. You know what I'm saying? They so threatened by little old me. I'm not even doing nothing. I'm over here in my corner minding my business. The only thing I said was that when Truthful was presenting his source, you went and looked up the source and then you cherry picked the source. And you didn't read everything that the source was saying about the presence of Aboriginal Blacks. That was here already. 200 and some odd years before 1602. And before that, as we all know. But like once FBA get that part of the history straight, FBA will be all right, young. But they on the right track. They just got to get off that slave boat. And they like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I always tell people, you know, and I'm about to play slave boats. Y'all need to get up off that slave boat, FBA. I love y'all though. I love y'all for real. Because y'all staying on business. And y'all be whacking heads. And I'm not mad. I just want y'all to get off that slave boat, man. Because y'all didn't start on no slave boat. Y'all didn't. Like we gotta look at the whole thing that encompasses a slave voyage and what would have taken place on a slave voyage, on a 90-day voyage from Africa to America. That's at least 90 days by boat. We know the Atlantic Ocean to be a violent ocean right now. So we gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying? Because every time we attach ourselves to that, we're removing ourselves more and more from our lineage. Y'all, let me take a brief intermission, y'all. Because some of these people got to get off these slave boats.
Father Ray, Reed Youngin. Come on, man. Fuck a pan-African, fuck a pan-African, fuck a pan-African, fuck a pan-African. Hey, the niggas trash like some ooh. Try to get back to them slave boats. Hey. Try to get back to them slave boats. Hey. Fucking slave narrative, they phone it. I have this nigga named Toby and he owe me. When the plot crop and the stock drop on top, them niggas going. Sold to the bitter cotton pickers, them my niggas. I'ma come down, feed them chitlins and them gizzards. Nigga, I'm the mister, I whip ya, I kill you. In the big house, go down with your sister. Send it back to you, then I send for your mother. Y'all niggas look out, I'ma work it like no other. Make you pick cotton till the sun come and touch it. Till your damn hands and feet and foot all bust up. Look me in my eyes, I'm a backhand to buck up. Nah. Shout out to Grandma Foo. White man came, she the one that sold you. My crew swam to the show and got you. Good ship, Jesus, man, that nigga came through. Hey, fuck a pan-African, fuck a pan-African, fuck a pan-African, fuck a pan-African. Hey, them niggas trash like some ooh. Tryna get back to them slave boats. Hey, tryna get back to them slave boats. Fuck off it, fuck Lennon, fuck Jeffries, ayy. Fuck off it, fuck Ben, fuck Jeffries, ayy. Fuck off it, fuck Lennon, fuck Jeffries, ayy. Ayy. Play with this shit, dude. Begin it. Yo, so peace, teeth, acrobatic. Fuck a pan-African, fuck a pan-African, fuck a pan-African.
The niggas trash like some woo. Hey, better get back to them slave boats. Fuck y'all talking about. Shout out to Melioso. Y'all gotta get, hey, once y'all get off that, man, we'll be all right. Like I understand, like, how much historical narratives can really be intertwined with our mindset and the way that we think about things and the way that we take on new information. I understand that, you know what I'm saying? That's why I know it'll take a long time for that indoctrination for some people to go away. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I just think that in a world that we live in today, everybody wants proof of everything, but nobody's asking for the proof of these slave boats. No one's asking for that proof. And just because somebody put a bunch of information in the system, that don't make it valid information. And just because they have a source, that doesn't make that source valid information either. Like, it needs to be we need to be able to touch it. It needs to be tangible to the people that they saying that it applies to. It needs to be truth in it. And we notice that there's a lot of fallacies within this. And, you know, it just is what it is. You can't argue that.
Travelers and explorers who came in between, like people like the Moors, X, Y, and Z. Okay? So I find it, like I said, interesting. They're always talking about self-hate, but the fact that they've associated and they think that in order to be indigenous, you must not be black, shows the number that the white man has really done on them. Okay? In the images he has put in their mind of who the native people are.
And see, I think black is another term that we've used so much to describe who we are, that's another thing that we have to really get out of our system. That shit has been like beat into us, like mentally, otherwise, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what our racist oppressors were calling us, family. They were calling us black. We've seen so many videos of our elders speaking about that word and how it was fighting words for them. Those are words. You call somebody black, that's some fighting words. And we got to kind of get back to that mindset. We got to get back into that mindset. When somebody calling you something, that's not indicative of who you are. And I think that applies to racial categories as well. All of these changes. And I showed that early on when I first came on here and started building. We were reclassified 9 times in history. 9 whole times. While everybody else kept the same identity, they were changing ours. So, you know, I just want to be clear, young. Like, all that stuff is incorrect. But I understand the historical context behind why a lot of people still use that word. So I try not to beat people up too hard about that, because I know even myself, that's something I use a lot. And that I've been telling y'all since day one that's a habit I've been trying to break. Like, we're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? But every day as we learn and grow, we continue to understand, like, the historical implications that word has put on us. Now we're blacked out. Blacked out of history. Blacked out in general. I'm not as black as this screen back here. Y'all see my photograph? Am I as black as the screen behind me? No. But I am a beautiful pecan color. Beautiful. Okay. Beautiful tones. I see y'all pictures in the chat. Y'all got beautiful skin tones too. We are many beautiful shades of the color brown. And I think it is a huge insult, Nikki. And it is an insult when they refer, when you're right, when they're referring to us as, quote, blacks and all that. That's disrespectful. But they down bad. They upset that the narrative ain't flying no more. And we not having it. The Muskogee Creek situation is one thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be many more like it. Because they're going to have to start acknowledging. And I wouldn't be surprised if people who was affiliated with Jack D. Forbes or whatever tribe Jack D. Forbes claimed himself to be identified with. I know he passed away in 2011. You know, probably was mad at him for writing that shit too and putting it out there. Mad. They want to keep telling us who we are. That's nasty work. All right, let him get back to it. Because after this, I'm down.
But let's continue.
Do you feel me?
Nah, I feel you.
You look like Shaka Zulu. Talking about, I ain't come from Africa. I was already here.
Oh, Lord, they kill me with this whole you look like somebody from Africa. It's so obvious. Stop the cap. We know what an African looks like, and we know the difference. We know when we see a brother from Africa. And they know when they see brothers from America. And that's not a disrespectful thing. We just have differences between us. You know when they see brothers from America. Like
here we go.
Already here.
You look like Shaka.
But let's continue.
Y'all.
Do you feel me?
Nah, I feel you.
You look like Shaka Zulu. Talking about, I ain't come from Africa.
Who look like Shaka Zulu? Who looks like Shaka Zulu? Seriously. Who look like that? Hey, I don't got time for this. This is nasty work right here. Like I said, I'm not going to hold y'all long.
Already here.
Oh, Lord, they kill me with this whole you look like somebody from Africa. It's so obvious. Stop the cap. We know what an African looks like, and we know the difference. We know when we see a brother from Africa. And they know when they see brothers from America. And that's not a disrespectful thing. We just have differences between us. Stop all this. And now I'm sure you can find one or two people on the continent who, oh, damn, that looks similar. That look like your long-lost cousin or something. But we can also do the same thing on our native side. So stop with the look-alike scholarship. Okay? Y'all kill me with that.
But telling you. Continue. And that's what...
And it's crazy that you...
And that's what they do. They gonna look at you, and now you're gonna practice lookership. You're gonna be worse than the fucking oppressors. The people who tried to, the people who did kick us out, the people who didn't decide to go on reservations. Y'all gonna continue to put yourselves in a category that's not indicative of your lineage because of having brown skin. I don't know one black man that looked like Shaka Zulu. Hey, Umar Johnson diabolical. He is.
You say that because my cousins, they are real quarter Native American. Their grandmother was straight. You feel me? I knew her. Lived right in West Philly, but they never was like, "Oh, I'm Native American." I mean, they was like, "I'm black." You feel
black.
Me?
And again, another brother pointing out, I guess he's FBA, that his family, he has indigenous heritage and indigenous lineage.
But why don't that make you indigenous, y'all? Why don't that make you indigenous? If one of your grandmas is indigenous, how are you not indigenous? I don't get that. I don't get that narrative. Like I said, I think it's the slave trade narrative that is not proven or backed by anything, just a bunch of numbers that popped up out of thin air. The numbers that they're using based on our populations currently to justify the slave trade back then. Diabolical, nasty ass work. And this is exactly why I was asking the professor certain questions I was asking him. Like, what can you do? What can you do?
He said was very problematic because that's the story of a lot of us. You know, quick story, real quick, family. One of my biggest regrets in life, and I was a young man, around, 18, 19, 20, is my grandmother used to tell me stories about the indigenous people in our family. Okay, on both sides. Grandma Gee, who's my father's mother, will talk about Aunt Coop and how she was like 4'10", but had long hair down to her damn ankles. You dig? And that she would always say that she was indigenous. She was Choctaw. My grandma used to talk about the Choctaw side of the family. All of my family is from Mississippi. Okay, the Mississippi Delta to be exact. But they would talk about this. And one of my big regrets is that I never took advantage of learning what they knew. Because
it's okay. I think a lot of us have those same regrets, not honing in when our ancestors and our grandmothers and them, even my grandmother, speak about it. Her sisters. I had my aunt, my great aunt, literally tell me, she said, like, a lot of the records and stuff is messed up because of the Indian stuff. Those were her words. My aunt Virginia literally wore 2 ponytails her whole life. They buried this woman with 2 ponytails in her head. She used to walk around like that. Right in Virginia. Right in Virginia. I could go on specifically my mother's side because they used to call my mother Squaw. I tell people this all the time. That was her nickname. My mother was beautiful as ever, y'all. Because when she moved from Virginia and moved to DC, when my grandmothers and them moved up to DC, that's what they thought she was. Off top. And that's who she was. And I'm so upset, you know what I mean? Like, I get upset sometimes because my mother passed away. And it's so, like, now that I'm into all this information now, it's so many things that I wish I could ask her. Like, my grandmother still act a little funny, like she don't want to answer certain questions, but she know it too. Cause she'll tell your ass she ain't from Africa. Quick. And what's crazy is that we don't really recognize the nuances. We'll hear the whispers in the family about it, though. We all have heard it. Even the ones that want to claim their African heritage so bad, they heard it too. They just not going to admit it. Like, for even Jack Forbes to sit up there and say we have a great amount of the ancestry, yeah, make no mistake. The ancestry is good and full, but the skin tone and racist implications will cause a hell of a lot of controversy. And that's what happened. Why you think most of us is, like, a lot of our folks is living the way they living now? It ain't by no mistake. It's by design. And we have to always remember that. Like, it's sad to me because even when I was talking to I literally was talking to my first cousin. She's my first cousin once removed. My great grandfather and her father are brothers. She's like 83 years old. And she gave me the name of my 3rd and 4th great grandmothers who are Indian, who are on record as that. She gave me that information. And she said she wished she would have asked her father and mother more things. Even her at 83 wishes that. She said, in her time, you weren't out there when grown folks were talking. You did as you were told. and people were just trying to survive and make it. So a lot of things don't always come up the way that they should. But it's crazy that our ancestors always seem to recall the Indian heritage, our indigenous lineage, but they can't recall shit from this African lineage. So y'all gotta come on now. Come on. Come on. Let's make it make sense. And stop being mad at us for embracing that. Everybody's not from Africa. It just is what it is. And I feel like if you are from Africa, you know your lineage, you know your oral history, you know all of that naturally. All right. Let me keep going because it's got about 10 more minutes.
At the time, we were conditioned that anybody Black who brings up the fact that we got quote unquote Indian in the family was a self-hating African. They just didn't want to be African. That was a big wave. And we're kind of just starting to get off of that wave and really try to listen. And one of my big regrets is I didn't really sit there and record her and write down that information and jot it down and follow up on that information to connect that family tree. Instead, my grandma ended up transitioning. My other grandma, who talked about the Choctaw heritage that we had in Carroll County and things of that nature, she now has dementia. So she can't, unfortunately, she can't remember that information. You dig? And so when I saw that clip, I hurt for that brother because he don't realize it now, but his cousins might have been on to something. And he's saying his cousins didn't know about it. His cousins, they still identified as Black. Well, damn it, they're still Black. There were Black indigenous people. Okay, you being indigenous don't substitute your race. They don't kick out your race.
Now let's talk about that, because race is what, family? Put it in the chat. Y'all been around me long enough to know what race is. What is race? It's a what? It's one of the first things I came on here talking about. It is a social construction put on people by who?
But your cousins probably didn't build on it. They probably didn't go deeper on it. They probably didn't really go into our indigenous ancestry because they knew how Black people mindset is at certain family reunions, especially back in the day, because we conditioned ourselves to believe that the indigenous people don't look like us or they can't look like us. In order to be indigenous, you have to have this pale skin. You have to have this long hair. And that's not the case, family. So I would hope that this brother in the film reaches back out to his cousins before something happens or before they lose the knowledge, wisdom, information, and really connects that family tree. Really connects that family tree. All right. Don't let people shame you into not acknowledging your indigenous head. But let's continue.
Black people don't want to be Black. Yeah. So we always coming up with new things to be because we think that if we tell the white man, hey, Mr. What, Donald Trump, I'm not African American. I'm Chickasaw. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. Put him in another group.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to stop treating you like a Black person because everybody know you Black but us.
Right.
But here's my question. What does it change?
Yeah.
What does it change?
Umar Johnson, bro. And I'm going to show one more funny ass video with that man. I see why this community really cooks Umar Johnson. I see why. Because you know how much that changes historically and how much it will change a lot of our mindsets mentally. Because a lot of us are unhealed mentally. And a lot of us are in a state of perpetual confusion and perpetual victimhood because of the distortions around true history. And now we can't even listen to our folks because our folks are being deemed as some type of self-hating people because they're acknowledging that their ancestors, our ancestors, have always been here. It's nasty work. It's nasty work. And he's so I mean, I could go on and on about Dr. Umar, his biases, you know what I'm saying? But let's carry on.
And I want you to understand this. Number one, he's projecting. No one thinks that by acknowledging our indigenous heritage, we're going to reclassify ourselves out of racism. Nobody's going to look at us as black. We understand that just because we acknowledge our indigenous ancestry, we're still in the belly of white supremacy. We're just acknowledging our heritage. We're acknowledging our lineage and how we came to be as foundational Black Americans, so we can tap into that. I'm big on tapping into your ancestors, okay? Tap into your ancestors that were on that plantation. Tap into your ancestors that were here before the plantations. Tap into those mounds. Just go to those plantations in the South. Go to those mounds on the Mississippi River. Tap into that spiritual energy so you can understand and you can grow and you can understand your connection to the land, family. That's very important. We ain't trying to reclassify ourselves out of racism, especially not foundational Black Americans. We keeping the term Black in our identification. We're saying we're foundational Black Americans. We're foundational to this land. Okay? That's a projection of his insecurities because he's insecure about his indigenous heritage. Okay? Like I said, a lot of times when these dudes get on this pan-Africanism, it becomes a cult. Everything has to be about Africa. So you have to denounce anything that ain't African. Because you think by hollering, I'm African, I'm African, I'm African, gonna make them on the continent see you as one of them when they don't. Let's be clear. They see you as an outsider. They see you as an entertainer. They don't see you as one of their own. We're acknowledging our heritage and our lineage. And we're paying homage to the ancestors that came before us who helped us to be here today. Last thing I want to touch on at the end, he says, how does this benefit you? Well, hell, let me play a clip of a pan-Africanist, Dr. George Simons, and I played this clip recently, but I think he answered this question perfectly. Let's get into the clip.
And to turn around and to tell these youngsters and other people in America in particular that the black men were the first to build any type of civilization in the Americas will be disturbing to Americans.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Even if you're right, let's say you're right, what difference does it make?
What difference does it make? People have been asking that question a long time. What difference?
And real quick, y'all, because I'm going to show y'all a video of me with my hair in its natural state without locks. And anytime people see my hair like that, they are so surprised. And I ain't going to hold it long. I'm going to just put it up here so y'all can see it. Oh, man. Why I got to sign up? I can't play the video? Hold up, y'all. I don't want to have to log in and all that. That's extra. Oh, man. All right, hold up. Let me see what I can do. Let me let him play in the meantime. But I'm going to show y'all, too.
Does it make? Umar's asking the same question. Why does it matter? Let's listen to what your ancestors, a Pan-African, Dr. George Simon, known Pan-African, and he's from the Caribbean. He's non-FBA. Okay, so he's not a quote-unquote, because we're the only self-hating Africans. He's not a quote-unquote self-hating African. So let's see what he got to say.
Makes a lot of difference.
What kind of difference?
It takes the inferiority complex out of the black man who felt that his only beginning and relationship here in this part of the world is that of slavery. Then it puts him in the driver's seat.
Boom, there it is, family. See, they've been trying to condition us that our only connection to this land is that of slaves. You were brought here. You were brought from the wilderness of Africa, and you were placed in North America as a slave. Okay? And that's your only connection. You even have people, white folks, who try to say that we need to be grateful that we're even here, when the reality is much different. When the reality is that we are foundational to this land. Not only did we build this country, that is the United States of America, but we were here long before the United States even existed. Yep. We have a certain ancestral connection to this land, which is why we can do things on this land. We can build certain things on this land that other groups could not, family. Okay? which is the reason why in our cultural dishes, like things like cornbread and soul food, you see that indigenous heritage. Where you see brothers coming out the Mississippi Delta like Charlie Patton, who is also indigenous, and he gave us that Mississippi Delta blues that became the foundation of our musical culture. You dig? Where you see foundational Black Americans like Tupac, who named himself after an indigenous man. All right? We've always had that connection. That connection has always been there. That connection has always been part of our identity and help us develop the beautiful culture that we have today. You dig? And this is another reason why foundational Black Americans ain't going nowhere. And this is one of the reasons why people like Umar don't really want us to connect ourselves to this land. Because if you connect yourself to this land, you realize that, okay, this is my land. I have to build something on this land. I have to be in my rightful place on this land, which is on top. Another reason why it matters as well is, as foundational Black Americans, is because it helps us get the money that we are owed. Understand this, family. You already have documented treaties like the Treaty of 1866 that says foundational Black Americans are supposed to get some of those reparations money that Native Americans still get to this day. That billions of dollars, we're supposed to be in on that. And like I said, we're coming for everything that we are owed. All right? This is your land. This is your country. And we are a phenomenal people. It's your brother Chase. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment in the comment section below. Tell me, let me know if I'm tripping, if you disagree with me, if Umar was spitting the gospel to you. Let me know. This is a safe space. You did. We just having good FBA conversations, good FBA breakdowns, okay? And make sure you click that link in the bio. You get the 19 white men who admitted there were indigenous Black people in America. That needs to be a staple in every household, family, because we have to have receipts to give to our children that debunk these lies, because these are the same lies they're telling in school now, family. They're telling these lies in school. You came here as a slave. That's your only connection to this land. So now you have to fantasize being in Africa, Wakandanize Africa. That's where you're supposed to be. And then you see brothers and sisters getting over there and coming back in 2 years like, damn, I didn't like it over there, X, Y, and Z, because this is your land, America. So make sure you go get that link in the bio. And until next time, family, you know what it is. Peace and Black power. I'm out.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. Yeah. Stop trying to tell people who they is, man. That shit ain't getting y'all nowhere, Pan-Africans. And y'all think y'all want to quantify that as some type of self-hate? I done seen it all. Y'all losing. Y'all losing, man. The jig is up. Because we ain't going for it. Hold up, y'all. Let me log in real quick so y'all can see this. Like, what the hell? Y'all trying to tell the people they not who they say they are? All right, hold up. What's the password? Is that it? Hold up. What I got right there? Okay. Give me 1 second, y'all. Because I want to show y'all this. Maybe did I delete it? Let me see. Okay, let me try one more. Because I remember showing y'all before. Those of y'all who know. I have a natural curly hair texture. Not manipulated. Like, and that came straight from the ancestors. And I had long hair as a child too. All of that. All right. Okay, let me see if that's it. Because what in the world? Give me one. Hold up. Because I was teaching a dance class. And I ain't going to show too much of that. Damn. What is my Instagram password? So I forgot my shit was private. Yeah, I might have to go in here and motherfucking 2 seconds, y'all. But I hope y'all doing good tonight. And it's still, hold up. And I need to find that video of Umar getting cooked. Okay, let's see. Inbox. There you go. Let's see if that works. Okay, there you go. What am I about to say? All right. So while they logging me in, I'm going to find this video real quick. Here it go, right here. Let's play this shit. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Like I said, I ain't going to be here for long. I'm about to really log off, y'all, because I got some free time on my hands. And while that's logging me in, let's show this fool begging for money. But you out here begging for money, though, Dr. Umar. Make it make sense, son.
Medea and Pastor Bussy were fraudulently trying to get into my account. And if we find out that's the case, they will be sued and possibly arrested, because fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense. Fraudulent activity on a bank account is federal offense. Fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense. Again, June 25th to July 10th is the period of suspicious activity. That is from the time Medea went public and I left for South Africa. Between the time Medea went public and I went for South Africa. So brothers and sisters, if you want to make a donation to FDMG, you must send it to PayPal. Hold off on the checks and money orders until the situation is resolved. Hold off on all FDMG Academy money order and check donations until the situation is resolved. If you want to make a donation to FDMG, send it through PayPal. Right? PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. If you want to make a donation to the school, hold off on checks and money orders until we find out what the hell is going on. The bank is investigating the fraudulent attempts on our account. If I find out Medea and Pastor Bussy had anything to do with this, I was told that they can be arrested for federal offense. I was told they can be arrested for federal offense. Now, with that being said, brothers and sisters, Dr. Umar has access to no money right now because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple Pay and PayPal as necessary. So the Prince of Pan-Africanism, for the first time in my life, is without any digital currency. So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars, so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifatunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money back and open up a new account, please hit my Apple Pay or hit my PayPal.
This is diabolical. Honest to God. This is it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate we have gotten to the point to where we are panhandling on the internet and asking people to hit the Apple Pay or whatever it is that he's saying hit up, because he's saying that his accounts are frozen.
I believe Medea.
Every time Darius with the little short roast. All right, y'all. Here you go, right here. So look at that. That's my natural hair. Y'all see that? Hold up. Wait till I get back into the camera. Y'all see that? That's my natural hair. Look at that. Look at that. Curls. Natural. Look at that. What y'all gonna do? One thing about it, locks are a choice, honey. Locks are a choice. Believe that. Y'all ain't messing with it for real. She's about, wait, you kind of thick. Yeah, don't test me. Real, like, I don't play that. That's why I said, like, don't test us. We got beautiful locks that are curls, locks, afros, bushes, whatever y'all want to call them. Yeah, don't test me. Don't test me. Okay? Talk about I look like somebody African. Where, baby? Where? What African do I look like? None. Y'all like to say shit. Y'all like to try to go there. Shoot, both. And believe me, I had to literally, it's crazy because when you're 8 and 9 years old and your mother put perms in your head, you don't know why she doing that shit. You know, I had to really get that all the way gone. And like just the beautiful curls, the thickness of my hair is real life. Oh, you can do as you wish, Bucky. It's real life. Hey, Mama Mist. Shit, I don't know. I thought about opening the panel, but I already said I wasn't going to be too long. I just kind of wanted to get with the people. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the Pan-Africans, I'm on their radar now. And they think that they can try to manipulate me back into Pan-Africanism. And I don't ever feel like I was a Pan-African anyway. I don't ever feel like that. You know, I just thought, you know, everybody was from Africa. I thought that in my younger years. When I was a young child with no acknowledgement or understanding of who I truly was. And they always say, Sharice, you got pretty hair. Oh, Sharice, you know, oh my God, you got pretty hair. All the time. That was something very common that I heard in my life. So, like, stop. And even my sister, she wear her hair straight through a flat iron now, but she even got a full head of hair. Long and gorgeous hair. So stop playing with our people, with our women. We got the features. We got the texture of hair. We got it. All our women got to do is stop touching that shit. Don't touch your hair. Don't put the fucking chemicals in your hair. I'd recommend a protective style, if you know, for the women who are trying to get their natural hair texture back. You know, I recommend the braids and the cornrows and all that. You know what I'm saying? I just recommend that you let a so-called Black American girl braid your hair versus going to the African braid shops, because I heard they was protesting the African braid shops starting August 1st. Shit, I don't think you just need to go to the braid shops. They need to go to all African businesses at this rate, because they disrespectful. They disrespectful to us, our culture here in this country, where we have developed and built. They mad. You know what I'm saying? That we look like us and they look like them. I don't know why. And like I said, to be African is not ugly. But we just know we ain't y'all. We ain't y'all. That's it. And y'all mad as shit. Y'all mad. Stop getting mad at us. All right, y'all. Hold up. Shout out to my auntie in my mind, Erica Badu. Let me show this. Because like I said, I ain't about to be long. I do want to show my girl that was talking about her experience in Africa, because I always laugh at that shit. I think it's funny.
Big G for the Choctaw. My ancestors, thank you. And I put that on Odessa. I put that on Rebecca. I put that on Vera, Dorothy, Maryland, Sharon. Put that on Tuesday. Put that on Juju. Sherwood, Wonderland, Mary, Mimi, Dooney, Thelma, Lord. Telling you about my people. Hey, I'm the one that they pray for. Hey, can't stop this train. That train is on schedule. You can't stop this train. My people ain't ready. Hey, look, you gon' need more ammo.
Hey, one more time for him.
Hold on. Big Chief of the Choctaw. My ancestors, thank you. And I put that on Odessa. I put that on Rebecca.
Hey.
I put that on Vera, Dorothy, Maryland, Sharon. Put that on Tuesday. Put that on Juju. Sherwood, Wonderland, Mary, Mimi, Dooney, Thelma, Lord. Telling you about my people. Hey, I'm the one that they pray for. Hey, can't stop this train. That train is on schedule. You can't stop this train. My people ain't ready. Hey, look, you gon' need more ammo.
Man. And we are the people that our ancestors prayed for. We are the ones. We are the ones. And ain't nothing that anybody gonna ever be able to do about that. And I got one more and I'm out. Now let me see if I could pull it up real quick. And then I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go for the night. Let me see if I can find it. Because let me see. Maybe I could put something else in there. Let me see. Dang, where is it? I know they ain't take her off of there. Okay, let's see. Maybe if I click this one, maybe it'll pull up. I'm looking for a certain video though. But hold up. Let me see if this is it. If they're gonna show. Yeah, hold up. I think I found my girl, man. Hold up, cause she wasn't playing. She was not playing. Hold up. Give me one more second, y'all. I was looking for a certain video. That he played the whole thing. I don't know if I can't find it. Maybe the next time I come on, I'll go ahead and play it. Like I'm looking for something very specific. Let me see. Where is it? Let me see. Because some people only got like short clips of it. But I don't know the name of her real their YouTube page. But anyway, y'all, I ain't gonna even sweat it tonight. I did want to get a quick laugh, but I ain't gonna trip off of it. You know what I'm saying? And he said, don't let us go. Keep us for a minute. Shoot, I love y'all. Y'all know I love keeping y'all. All right, well, give me a second. Let me play a song and I'm going to try to look through it because I can't remember the name of Cuz page who had the full, he said his wild shit at the beginning and then he let the video play.
Say I'm hustling and I'm grinding. I'm making moves with my money on my mind and I can't fall short. Always keep it 1,000. Slow mo. Say I'm hustling and I'm grinding. I'm making moves with my money on my mind and I can't fall short. Always keep it 1,000. Slow mo.
Yes, peace and love to all the American Indigenous Indians, the Aborigines. Shout out to y'all. Like, I don't know why I can't find the video of her the full jump. But it's all right, though, because I'm about to go ahead and just play it off of here real quick. You know what I'm saying? But they need to understand, the jig is up. And I don't know why they want to keep talking all this shit to us, but won't take their ass to Africa. and go live there. I mean, she all over this joint. I just can't find the one in particular. All right. Here we go. I ain't even about the trip. I am not about the trip. My girl was mad. They ain't had no snacks in Africa. Nothing. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't want nobody that's going to be commenting on it. Oops. Kind of just let her. Okay. Black America. Let me see. But I hope y'all doing well. I know it's early as hell. I know some of y'all on the West Coast, or some of y'all got to work. Here you go. So, boom. Finally found it. Damn. Mad it took me all that time to find it. God damn. All right, y'all. So this is the last thing that I'm going to show. And then I'm taking my butt back to bed. Okay.
In Africa.
Be disappointed with
shit. So
because shut out there.
This ain't making no sense to me. I pay $130 a day to drive around in a truck. I pay $100 a day to live in a 2-bedroom and the 6 of us with no hot water, no stove, no refrigerator. The refrigerator broke. Then on top of that, I got lizards crawling in the bed with me. I live in America in a mansion, and we don't have to put no water on the stove. We got steady hot water, steady electricity, and the only time our electricity get cut off is when we don't pay the bill. And we got it so good now, we got prepaid electricity, so if we forget to pay the bill, we put some money on that prepaid thing, and it comes right back on in 2 minutes. In less than 2 minutes. This shit right here didn't come on for 14 hours yesterday. I can't deal. I love the people. Don't get me wrong. When I'm outside, I'm having fun. I love the people. But when I come back to reality, when you come back home, home is where the heart is, right? When you come back home, you're supposed to feel comfortable. You're supposed to be happy. I'm not happy. Every house I look for, the house is expensive as hell. Oh my God. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, $1 million to live in a house where you look outside and all you see is turkeys and ducks and chickens and sheep and old malnourished cows. I didn't even pay that much for my house in America. And everybody I talk to is saying the same thing. Oh, this house is $500,000. Oh, this house is $200,000. This house is $300,000. I'm like, I can't afford to live here. I cannot. I paid $100,000 for my house and a good ass community. But y'all, I'd rather go back to America and deal with the racism in America before I sit here in Africa and deal with the bullshit bribery, the bullshit fraud, the bullshit scams, the bullshit too expensive, the bullshit not having no snacks, the bullshit not having no food, the bullshit electricity, the bullshit hot water, the bullshit, what's that shit called?
My girl said the bullshit not having no
food too expensive, the bullshit not having no snacks, the bullshit fraud, the bullshit scams, the bullshit too expensive, the bullshit not having no snacks, the bullshit not having no food, the bullshit electricity, the bullshit hot water, the bullshit what's that shit called that be coming down? The bullshit animals and scorpions outside the house. It's big ass spiders. It's big ass lizards. Colorful lizards you ain't never seen before. All in the fucking room with you, sleeping with you. All the bullshit people trying to scam you when you go outside thinking you rich. So they trying to get more money off of you. I'm really trying to wrap my head around this shit. I'm really trying to wrap my head around how are Americans coming to Africa and being happy. Please comment down below. Because for me, I'm ready to go. And I always used to say, if it's up to me, it will be. And I'm going to go out to Africa and make shit happen. No, I don't want to. I want to take my businesses back to America. I want to open up shop back in America, open up my dentist office and all the stuff that I was going to do out here in America. Because I was basically telling everybody what they will experience when they come to the motherland. So for the people who need to study or research, or for the people who looking to find some people abroad that they need to ask questions and talk to about what they need to do when they get here, we basically telling them, and we keeping it raw and unfiltered, uncut. So you have everybody talking about, oh, the motherland is beautiful. It is a beautiful place, but you gotta know reality when you get here. Reality has to set in. So I'm basically telling them, look, when you come here, don't think it's gonna be a parade for you, because it's not. Don't think that it's going to be snacks and it's going to be the same thing in America, because it's not. That electricity that you used to being on all day, it's not going to be none of that. I already knew that the electricity gets cut off all the time. I see the Bag family. I see our Kathy. I see all of them experiencing electrical outages. I already had set forth and looked up some places where when I get here, I can buy solar panels for my house, because I knew the electricity wasn't going to be good. I already knew all this stuff. I was just telling people because it's people out here that don't know. And so you need to know. So I'm telling you, get ready, because it's going to get rough. It's not easy. And yes, I am in Accra, and I knew that Accra was the most expensive place, and I knew it was the most developed as well. I wanted to be in a developed place. But at the end of the day, don't shit me. I always used to say, get me, don't shit me. Don't have me come all the way out here, and because you see I'm American, which you don't even know that I'm a Ghanaian too, but okay, I'm gonna give you that I'm American because of my accent. So don't have me come all the way to Africa and say a house is 400,000, but you tell me it's 700,000 because you feel as though I'm rich. Everybody I've ever talked to looked at me like I was dollar signs. As soon as they see me, it's money, money, money. I can tell you 15 stories right now since we've been in Africa where people try to overcharge us and overprice us, and I'm on their ass. So for the people who say, oh, she's over there getting scammed, I didn't get scammed. Now, one time I told y'all the experiences how they tried to scam me. They tried to scam me, and I was in they deep in their ass. And so for the people who say, oh, Africa's not weak, it's not for weak people. Let me tell you something. All Africans are weak. I got a fucking African father who's weak as fuck. I know all Africans are weak. They aren't built like us in America. So I'm all in their ass when they try to take their weak asses and try to use me or try to bribe me or try to get extra money out of me. You got to wake up pretty early in the morning to pull one on me, because I already see the shit coming. Then the other thing, people saying, oh, she didn't do no research and she hasn't built a network. All I do is build networks. I'm on all the groups that's on Facebook, that's on WhatsApp, all that. I've been there, done that, years, all that. I don't trust people. Because first of all, everybody has an agenda. They can act like they're going to be good for you. They're going to show you and teach you the ropes and show you the way. People will come out here from the diaspora and say, oh, I'm going to buy me a house, and then I'm going to rent it out to all the people that come from the diaspora so they can have somewhere to stay when they get here. I didn't come here to rent. So let's clear that up too, because that was another situation that I came to rent. I didn't come to rent. I don't rent at home. So why would I rent here in Africa? But I want to live better in Africa than I do at home, of course. So, of course, I came out here to buy beach land, to build a house, and while I'm building the house, buy another house to live in while I build my house, because I'll be damned if I'm gonna be sitting in somebody's living room. If I'm gonna have 5 kids, we have 5 children, but we only have 4 of us, four children with us, and there's 2 of us, so it's 6 of us all right now. And my oldest son, when he come out the military, he will be here too. I'll be damned if we're gonna be laying on somebody's couch from the diaspora talking about I'm gonna give you somewhere to stay until you find your room. No. And I did not rent a room for $100. I rent an Airbnb for $100 a night. Airbnbs, if you want a nice one, it's going for $100 a night. The Airbnb was nice, but at the same time, it had its issues, and I was just sharing the issues that it had. And secondly, as far as me renting a car or whatever, how else am I getting around? Every little car is that small. It's little buzz. All of us, 6 of us, cannot get in little bugs and ride around. So I had to rent a big SUV that can go through these muddy streets, because the streets, as you know, aren't paved. So we have to have a 4-wheel drive that can get through these streets. So me renting a vehicle was $130 a day. I knew that was going to be the case anyway. If you go research too, you'll find out that that's the average of a vehicle. So I didn't get gaffled nowhere. I just don't like the prices. And you can't, and I know I can't compare Africa to America, but what I can say is I'll be damned if I'm gonna buy a 3-bedroom house for $500,000. I got a fucking 6-bedroom mansion sitting at home for $100,000. It just don't add up, and it's not equivalent to what I'm willing to pay for. Everybody got what they're willing to pay for. I'll be a damn fool to come out here and get a house in Africa when I'm looking outside in the dirty slums and seeing goats and dogs and shit running around for $500,000 for a 3 or 4 bedroom house. That makes no sense. But don't look at me that I'm wrong for feeling like that. Because everybody got their way of living. We came from the gutter. We both was next door neighbors, grew up on the same block. We came from the gutter, and we managed to pull ourselves up and look at everybody else still sitting there. So we're not going to go to Africa and be fucked up and be guttered too. I ain't asked nobody for nothing. I ain't asked for no handouts. I didn't ask for no parades. I was just sharing my experience. My experience is that Africa needs help. It needs work. We came out here to build Africa. I closed all my businesses down. And of course, I could have stayed in that colonized as United Snakes of America and dealt with their bullshit and kept getting my money. I could have did that. I do taxes. I don't pay taxes. I do them. Okay, so I could have stepped in. I could have dealt with that. But no, I decided, no, I'm going to close all shop. I'm gonna come out here. I'm gonna get me a bus, and I'm gonna do free teeth cleaning and spas for the people in the village. Then I'm gonna treat these young girls. I'm gonna get their tampons, their baby items, and wipes, and I'm gonna do a nonprofit program. Business is my forte. That's what I do. So I didn't come out here for a job. I didn't come out here to rent. I didn't come out here to live on nobody's couch. I didn't come out here to live with no diasporas or none of that bullshit. If you want to help me, but I'm not asking you to. I'm not begging. And then with the people who did offer to help us, we do know a lot of people in Ghana. I've been knowing people in Ghana. All my life, I knew people here. I've been to people, Ghana, Nigeria, all over. Gambia, Tanzania, I know people all over. But at the same time, I'm independent. That's how I've always been. I've always held my own. God blesses the child that holds his own. I've always held my own. So I'm not going to get out here and change now. So for the people who did come and say, hey, I'm going to help you, I'm going to find that, every last one of them was a failure. Because every last one of them was in it for themselves. Watch the company you keep in the crowd you bring, because you got to look at people for what they are. You can have people come out here that lives out here and be like, okay, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you get through. I'm going to talk for you. I don't need you to talk for me. The only thing that I would need you for is if somebody's trying to take advantage of me, and you could talk to them and say, no, you're not about to take advantage of these people. But other than that, I speak the language. I can talk to them myself. That don't mean they ain't going to get over on me. They might even use you to get over on me. So that's what another thing y'all have to be very careful of. It's people out here don't have your best interest at heart. They will sit here and they will act like they friends with you, they fuck with you, everything good. Let me help you. I'm gonna help you pave the way. You gonna get you a house and get there. They setting up a house for themselves the whole time. I'm gonna help you get a car. They making sure they got transportation the whole time, and I need you to invest in me too, making sure they got shit the whole time. And then you'll have, let me introduce you to my friend that works at the DMV that's gonna hook you up with a driver's license, and they trying to take money off the top, and they letting their DMV friends fuck you. I got stories for days. Then you got people that say, I'm gonna help you get a house, and they have their friend who introduce you to them. They get money off the top. Everybody's getting money off the top of you. Remember that, everybody. So you can't trust nobody. I don't care where they from, Tom, Dick, or Harry. Don't trust them. Nobody in Ghana. And just like I have to tell people all day, every day, when they come to me with them outrageous ass prices, I said, I seen that shit coming. I knew you wasn't about shit. But I mean, let me tell you, I already knew what the fuck you was going to do. Don't give me no damn American price. Give me a Ghanaian price. Don't give me no American price, because the moment they open their mouth, I know they're going to fuck with me. I know they're going to try, but I'm not going for the okie doke. I know they're going to try. And this is another thing I want to say before I pass the torch. In America, how we was raised is that if I don't have enough money to do something, or I do, let's say I don't have my papers that I need to go get my driver's license. You working at the DMV, I'm gonna go to you and I'll be like, man, I need a driver's license. Can you hook me up? The driver's license might be $40. What cuz gonna say? Because the code, the street, when you hip, when you down with the code, you say, all right, give me the $40 for the driver's license and give me $100 for helping you out, because I'm about to give you your driver's license and you ain't got no paperwork. So without me, you can't do shit. You be like, all right, bam, let me throw you $100. Out here, if the nigga trying to get you a driver's license, he know the driver's license costs $30, $40. He gonna tell you it costs $500. That's how much it is, because the whole time he trying to fuck you, he trying to cut himself in. He trying to get his own money, and he will do it without telling you. That's why I'm like, look, just be straight with me. Tell me how much it is, and tell me how much you charging me for helping me out, because I don't mind scratching your back. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. It's a give and take situation. We can do this all day. That's the type of person I am. Matter of fact, even if you said the joint costs $40, I give you the $40 and I'll throw you something on top without you even asking, just because you fuck with me. Because that's the type of person I am. Ghanaians don't think like that. They think like it's a dog-eat-dog world. I'm going to take whatever I can from her. That's what I'm not fucking with in Africa. That's what I'm not fucking with here in Ghana. That's what I'm not fucking with in Accra, since y'all want me to be so specific. I'm in Accra. These people that I met here, I haven't been nowhere else in Ghana but Accra, Prime, East Legon, that little area, and Timma, yeah, The people I've met has been cutthroat. They've been grimy. Bribery is at an all-time high. They done fuck with me from the point when I left the damn airport. And like I said, people, they don't like my thoroughness. They don't like me cussing. I don't give a fuck, because I'm being as real and as honest as possible.
Not to mention you're a grown ass woman.
Yeah.
Fuck gonna tell you when to say something.
Exactly.
We had to check a nigga on that shit today.
Exactly. So people don't like how I talk. I just keep it straight 100, no chasing. I don't have time to sit here and pity party y'all and rub y'all backs and shit. Half of y'all gonna like me, half of y'all won't. I can't please all y'all. I can please some of the people sometimes, not all the people all the time, and I don't plan to. So if you don't like it, you can move the fuck on. It's gonna be somebody else that likes me. So at the end of the day, I'm not about to sugarcoat shit. I'm not Willy Wonka. So you're going to get it just how I give it to you. I did cuss the police out and the military out, because you're not going to fuck with me. You're not going to fuck me over. You're not going to have me come all the way the hell out here to build your dirty ass country up for you to sit here and tell me, oh, in order for you to get out the airport, you're going to have to pay us $1,800. In order for you to get out the airport, you're going to have to put $200 extra. In order for you to get out the airport, I'm going to tell your husband that he tested positive for coronavirus so you could pay me some extra money. Fuck no. I seen that shit coming a mile away, and I checked that shit at the door. So all these Ghanaians that's coming into me telling me, oh, it's $200-$300. Nigga, I already knew you was gonna say that shit. And I'm very in tune. I'm very in tune with the universe. I'm very in tune with my ancestors. I heard the calling and I came. I talk to my ancestors every day. But that doesn't mean I don't go with shit. Ain't no angels and no flying butterflies and rainbows around here. We all go through shit. At the end of the day, I don't like the circumstances that we're in. It's not that I can't help it. I have money. I can go wherever the fuck I want to go. And it wasn't that I was complaining about the fact that I was paying $100 a month. A day. I was complaining because it doesn't make no sense that the prices are so outrageous out here when you living in conditions like this. So let's be honest and let's keep it real. Nobody wants to live like this. They shouldn't even be living like this. I want to take half of Africa back to America because they can see how real living is. Because this shit is pathetic. So at the end of the day, for everybody who say I was complaining, I wasn't complaining. I was telling it just like it is. That's exactly what I was doing. Now you got the torch.
You good?
Yes, I'm good.
All right, so it's a couple of topics I want to handle. First off is, like she said, ain't nobody fucking complaining. And even if we was complaining, that's our freedom of speech. We do what the fuck we want to do. If you don't like what we got to say, then keep scrolling. I seen a lot of people on old girl page. I'm not even gonna put her name out there because, like I said, that's female business. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But I seen a lot of people on her page talking about something. Oh yeah, I had to click off and this, that, and the third. All right, well, click off and go live your life. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how many people, and it's crazy how many black people, all you fake ass wannabe hotep woke ass dashiki wearing motherfuckers coming on the page and saying, don't say nothing bad about Africa, don't say nothing bad about the motherland, or don't say nothing about that. That's like me going to Chicago and fucking dismissing all the niggas that's getting shot and saying, oh yeah, these little young niggas around here shooting people, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's cool. They doing what they supposed to do. They doing what they know how to do. Nah, that shit is unacceptable. That's what the fuck it is. And as long as you keep thinking that it is acceptable, or you keep ignoring the fact of the matter that is happening, then it's going to continue to happen. And that's why black people ain't getting nowhere now. Because y'all niggas so fucking soft that y'all don't want to be able to tell y'all own people, man, y'all niggas fucking up. Y'all got to step y'all game up. That's the problem. So y'all motherfuckers walking around here with the goddamn, with the shit on y'all head and the fucking dashiki African red robe talking about something. Man, y'all keep talking bad about Africa and all that other shit. But ain't nobody saying nothing bad about Africa. We telling you what we see. We telling you what we are in Accra, Ghana. We are telling you what we have experienced in the first week that we have been here. First of all, I've been in the military. I've been overseas numerous times. I've been to Afghanistan. I've been to Iraq. I've been to Somalia. I've been to Lithuania. I've been to Dubai. I've been to Saudi Arabia. I've been to a whole bunch of foreign lands. I've been to a lot of third world countries when I was in the military. The thing is, even when you're in the military and you have everything at your disposal, when you first hit town and you go out here, it's going to be a culture shock. I don't give a fuck what you think that you're ready for. I don't care how you say that you're prepared and that you're willing to deal with anything. You may be willing to do whatever. But at the same time, you still have to have time to adapt to what's going on. That's just human nature. You can't just jump in a cold ass water and don't feel nothing. You're going to have to jump in that cold ass water, get that chill off, and then you'll get used to the water. That's how it works. So when we come here and we telling you the experiences that we're seeing because we're just starting off, and we get all this bash from these fake ass woke people because they don't want to hear nothing bad about Africa. Y'all some bullshit. And half of y'all motherfuckers ain't never even left y'all city. Half of y'all sitting around here in the inner city where motherfuckers getting shot and stabbed every day, walking around acting like ain't nothing happening, but want to tell somebody not to talk bad about a country that you ain't never even visited.
Exactly.
Go get your money right and then come out here and then put your shit on YouTube. A lot of y'all motherfuckers coming out here or not even out here by yourself because y'all ain't even invested enough money to come out here and do something like this. We've been saving up money and we've been planning on this for years now. We've been doing research and everything. We got 4 kids with us and 2 adults. None of this shit is cheap. None of this shit is cheap. So everybody want to sit right here from the comfortability of the American home talking about something. Don't be talking bad about Africa and you can't even afford to fucking leave your goddamn state. Stay the fuck off our YouTube page. That's what y'all need to do. Because we over here, we doing what we got to do. We invested our money, we paid our costs. So now we over here and we telling you exactly what we see. We're not saying that that's the whole Accra. We're not saying that's the whole Ghana. We're not saying that's the whole Africa. We're not saying that that's everybody. We are telling you the experiences that we saw. Just the other day, I went into the store to go get a plug, and I put this in one of my other videos. I read the plug because I'm always reading everything because I know the mentality of people. It's not Ghana, it's not Accra, it's not Africa, it's people in general. Anytime that anybody can get an advantage over you, especially when it comes to money, they're going to attempt to do it. So I know that. So don't for any minute think that I'm saying, oh, it's specifically Africans or specifically Ghanaians or people that are in Accra. No, it's people in general. That's just how it works. That's how the world works. It's a dog-eat-dog world out here. The world is beautiful. It's the people that's in it that's fucking it up.
It's the people that's in it that's fucking it up, and he ain't never lied. He ain't never lied. So that's the end of my stream, y'all. Because I said I'm not doing no real long stream, all into the morning and all that. Nah, I mean it's well into the morning, but I'm talking about like daylight breaking and all that. I'm good. So I appreciate y'all coming in. If you just came in and you missed it, you're gonna have to rewind it back. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry, y'all, because I'm about to roll out. So listen, y'all stay safe out here in these streets. You know, don't let nobody upset you. You know what I mean? Like try to stay positive, keep your head in the positive place. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we in a time now where we're truly waking up to the truth of who we are. We not having it no more. We not having it no more. So when y'all get a chance, y'all check out the video that I did about the Muskogee Creek. You know, and that by blood language getting striped. And, you know, just some other little content I got on here too. I also talked about the African Union as well, and them trying to make us a sixth part of their union and trying to use the transatlantic slave trade narrative as a way to get reparations. So y'all just gotta stay woke, stay vigilant, man. It's a lot going on out here in these streets, and you know, our people ain't rocking like that. Our people not having it. So shout out to everybody that subscribed to the channel. I appreciate it so much. And you know, hey, like I said, I was here for a good time, not a long time. So y'all stay safe out here. All right, Nikki. Peace out, Nikki. Peace out, Focus Mind. Y'all have a good night.